Do you have students who show leadership potential in your ministry? Are you looking to develop or strengthen your student leadership program? DYM would love to invite you to our Student Leadership Conference. It's this summer in 3 locations: Southern California, Granger, Indiana, and Atlanta, Georgia. Each conference is taught by Doug Fields and Josh Griffin and other DYM friends. Check out studentleadershipconference.com for more details, including pricing, dates, and exact location. We'd love to see you this summer.
This DYM podcast is brought to you by LeaderTrex. Go to serve, return ready to lead. On a LeaderTrex mission trip, you'll serve and get out of your comfort zone. And through the program, your students will learn how to lead. They will bring that leadership and confidence back to your youth ministry, and it will make a difference for the rest of the year. Learn more and sign up at leadertrex.org. And since we love DYM, listeners always get 10% off resources by using the code DYM10 at leadertrex.org. That's DYM10 at leadertrex.org.
One, two, three. Hey, everybody, and welcome to episode 314 of the Download Youth Ministry Podcast. Doug Fields here with Jason Carson, the senior pastor, and the queen of all youth ministries, Katie Edwards. Josh.
The senior pastor. Jason Carson, the senior pastor and the queen of all youth.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
There was a pause in there. Elliot, would you make sure there was a pause in there? And then there is Josh Griffin.
Hello.
And we have a special guest just for the beginning of the show.
My friend Fadi.
No,
I'm only his friend.
As you learned last show, he's my friend.
I'm his friend.
Fadi is not a fictional character. Fadi, the last show we were just talking about you, and we were talking about your generosity and how much you believe in youth ministry and Download Youth Ministry, and thank you for building the studio for us. And sorry Josh doesn't dress nicer in your offices.
These are nice. These are my nicest shorts, Fadi.
The one thing that he's not wearing anymore, flip-flop.
That's true. We're moving up in the world. You smell great.
Do you want to kiss
What
me?
cologne do you wear? No. What cologne? What cologne do you
Boss.
wear? I knew it.
Boss?
It just smells rich.
Yeah. Anyway, Fadi,
he's the boss.
thanks for your generosity. People in the that are web show people are grateful that you are so kind to Download Youth Ministry.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for everything you guys do.
All right, now go back to work and make some money so you can keep the lights on this dump.
By the way, can you invest in a better camera?
No, that's a good camera.
Oh,
it's iPhone-ish.
I love it.
You guys,
we come back.
We got a short 30-minute show because Katie has to go and Josh was wasting time.
I was thirsty.
And we were supposed to go back to back. Things expand when we're here.
Doug has a short bladder.
No.
Short bladder?
I don't think.
Small bladder.
Anyways,
Look at Doug just in me.
All right.
This show is gonna be awesome. I can tell already. Someone just fell off a treadmill somewhere. Here we go.
Yes. Well, hey, we are so grateful to our sponsors, Orange, our primary sponsor, Orange.
OrangeConference.com.
This is our second show in the new studio, which means we recorded back-to-back shows.
It'll be up here,
yeah,
right?
pretty soon Orange will go up there. It is up there. And they're our primary sponsor. And primary sponsor means that they pay more than the other
That's
people.
right. They get a lot of press.
We love them. We love them more. We love them more than LeaderTrex. Also, we love LeaderTrex.
LeaderTrex.org. Love them.
Like if I had to choose between LeaderTrex and YM360.
Ooh, what would you choose?
LeaderTrex.
Wow.
Yeah.
What if I said I would choose YM360?
I would say that's probably a good choice, and I would choose them if it wasn't between them and LeaderTrex. Because here's the deal, LeaderTrex,
yeah, that's
every
fair.
month
Yeah.
they pour into our membership.
They do.
You know,
They do.
so they're not just sponsors; they also
Student
support our membership.
Student leadership curriculum.
Student leadership conference. What about it?
It's coming up this summer. We
When?
want you there.
When, Doug?
June
in
and
Southern
July.
California, it's June 26th through 28th. In the Midwest, which is Indiana, it's July 10th through the 12th. And East in Atlanta,
I would say it's
July
more
13th through
south.
15th.
That's like south, isn't it?
But you know what? YM360 did send some of their books. A Youth Minister's Guide to Longevity. Katie, you can have that.
Thank you.
The Ends of the Earth. Katie, you can have that.
Thank you.
Facing Your Fear. Katie, that's a 40-day devotional.
So excited.
Their new First Steps in Christ. You can have that.
That's totally. That's Jason. He's still an
Now,
infant.
which is-
That's yours.
God, they have so many books. How to Be a Man.
Yeah, my
Katie, you
son's
can have
reading that.
I'm gonna need one of those.
Someday.
And
Someday,
then
Jason.
YM360 sent some
You can have
some
one.
plastic glasses with the name of their can. Well, I think YM360 is better than that. I
They're
still
better
haven't
than the
opened their
cheap
Chri-
plastic sunglasses?
I still haven't opened their Christmas gift to me yet. Do you know that?
Yep. I do
It's
know
sitting
that.
on my desk.
It's a sealed mug box.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hey,
Grant,
this is
Grant, will you
cool.
go get it for me real quick? It's sitting on my desk. It's a little box.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You gonna do it on the air?
No, he's going to leave it sealed. That's the
I'm
bit.
just going to show that.
Because it's been 5 months since Christmas, and
YM360, you're better than that. Oh, and look at this, Josh, a headband.
I'll wear that.
A headband. You
I'll
wear
wear
that to CrossFit.
Oh no, I'd have to lose a bet
Yeah.
to wear a headband to CrossFit. They already tease me enough at that place. It's body shaming.
Here
Wait,
it
which
is.
way is right side up?
Here's.
Is it a mug?
Do you know that? Yeah. I thought, oh, they're sending me a mug for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like they've been a show
What if
sponsor.
it's full of cash?
We have
never
made.
know.
We
You don't
have.
know.
A roll of like $100.
People
There's
put
not a chance.
things
It's
inside of
YM360.
mugs.
We've like they were nothing.
Sawdust.
They were nothing until they
sawdust
became
in
a
it.
sponsor
Maybe
of the
there's
show.
300.
They didn't have good theology.
Yep, we fixed it all.
They weren't good guys.
Yep, we changed their
Les
character.
And Andy. They
Yeah.
were.
Total
flaky.
dweebs originally.
Yeah.
Now
Like,
awesome.
We made YM3. They were like dominating the youth ministry world.
Yeah, they produce sweatbands now.
Yeah.
It feels.
So they
feels
send
good.
this as a Christmas gift. I think, really, that's what you're going to do? You're going to send me a. It's too predictable. So I
You know
didn't
what?
open it.
I feel like there's probably something in there that you. It's a surprise.
I would say.
Hence the cheap sunglasses.
Oh, those
if
look
you
awesome.
If you go to their camp and you wear these, you let your 9th grade girls wear them. But anyway, YM360, they're better than that.
Is it right side up? I can't tell. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think
Is
so.
It,
I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
What way's the logo?
I don't know. Is it supposed to go the other way? Did I get it right? Les and Andy?
It looks good to me.
They don't watch the show.
Thanks.
They don't
Yeah,
care.
they don't.
They
Yeah,
don't care. They're moguls.
that's
They're
true.
moguls.
When you reach that level,
Yeah, they're riding their Harleys
we're
from
pawns.
church to church.
You got the gold bar?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Oh, it's platinum bars now.
Yeah.
This looks really good.
All right.
Thank you.
guys,
I've always wanted to.
We gotta get Katie out of here.
It's a good
Yeah.
look
She's
for
the only one
you.
who has a job.
Thank you.
That's true.
That's the only one that has a job. Jason's
First
a church,
and foremost,
Jason's a church
has a
planner.
job?
He has a
I would
real
like
job.
this to be anonymous. Please don't use my name.
Jason.
Dun, dun, dun.
Let's just come up with a fictional city.
I have been in my
Morgantown,
current
West Virginia.
I have been in my current position for
My name is Stanley.
2.5 years.
Hi, Stanley. I'm wearing a sweatband. Things get crazy.
There is a great couple who have been some of my most rock solid volunteers over this last year. They actually serve as interim youth pastors before I arrived at the church. This past week, the wife was fired from her job for having an affair with a coworker. To complicate things even worse, she's pregnant, and they believe that the baby could be from that affair. So this is just to make your life feel better for the rest of us here
Yeah.
listening to this one.
I just took off the sweatband. That got serious.
Do I need to ask this woman to step down as a youth volunteer?
What?
Right now, most of the youth don't even know what has happened. They just know she lost her job. Obviously, she's not setting a good example for the youth, but at the same time, the church should be a place to comfort her in this time of trouble. Any advice on how to handle this would be great. Can't wait to come to DYM 100 Session 1. You know, we're doing 2 sessions now. We
That's
had to.
right.
We
That's
had
right.
to.
We're doubling up.
We're not doing that again.
Is Katie gonna? We're definitely not doing that again.
Well, we just let too many people applied,
guys are too nice.
And we got nice. I don't want to reject people.
Doug the people pleaser
love
just
too
briefly
much.
came
Your love
out,
is
and I
too
was like,
big.
no.
Your
Yeah.
love is too big.
Weeks or
Yeah.
days?
Yeah.
So
we're
hate us for loving people too much, Jason. That's
Yeah.
I love it.
it's the shepherding that comes out in Doug.
You know what? I believe that.
I don't believe the fire.
I believe that. The rest of the team at DYM is not happy, but Josh and I kind of said,
Yeah.
we got to do
We're
2
doing
weeks.
this.
We're not going to let
We don't
people
care.
down.
You remember the story of the guys that lowered the guy through the roof?
Yeah.
Getting to Jesus? No fire codes there.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
He just wanted the people to come in.
And Jesus
He
didn't
shut
say-
people out. He didn't say, no, let the people come to me.
We're going down an interesting road right now.
No. Well, you know what happened?
Cool.
He was also born. He was born when there was no room in the inn.
Yeah.
And since then, he's been allowing everyone to come to him. So I'm just saying.
This isn't.
Put the headband back on. You belong
All right.
at YM360.
I don't think there's a real question here. She needs to take a season off.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. There's
what
no
was this
question
guy's name?
here.
Stanley?
Stanley from West Virginia.
Stanley, here's the deal. Yes, the church needs to be a place where you comfort her in time of trouble, but leadership doesn't need to be that place. So yes, surround her, comfort her, walk with the family, be a minister in the midst of that pain and sadness, but she doesn't need to be in leadership at this time. I think it's time to take this.
Yep.
Are we all in agreement with that?
One-
Make
Yes.
sure that you care more about her wholeness than about her position. It's always, forget cliches and all that stuff, but you gotta be intent now.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep, that's
Katie, you want to
clear.
disagree? Just for kicks?
I don't disagree. The
All
only
right.
thing I would say is don't expect a certain response. So, I've asked people to step down who are clearly in these scenarios and they're upset. There's,
Can't believe it.
pain is coming out in all these places. I can't believe you would take away the one thing that is great,
They might
those
go
types of things.
complain to other people.
Sure. So I would just be prepared for any response. Some people respond in humility in those situations and yes, care for me and I want to walk down this road with you. But I've also had people that do not want to reconcile things, do not want me to walk with them through stuff and walk away. So, just know that all you can do is be the leader that you are and do what you know is right. And then
Great ad.
I like it.
Great ad.
I agree.
This is a question from a guy named Mark. And I'm not going to use his last name. He doesn't say not to, but I just feel like it's the right
Chesterton.
Wisdom.
Chesterton.
Mark Wisdom. This is from Mark Wisdom.
Hey, Jason's the queen. He can do whatever he wants. It's all right.
the queen of youth ministry.
The queen of youth.
He says, so
Youth
I
ministry,
need
Jason
some
Garza.
encouragement. I'm 38 and called to youth ministry.
Love it.
I am at this time struggling with what others are saying, quote, youth ministry has a shelf life. My response is always, Doug Fields was pretty successful as a youth guy. No offense, Doug.
Wow.
I don't think any was gonna be taken.
I wasn't going to say
That's a
anything about the
compliment.
liver spots at all. I don't know why he'd even bring them up.
I get that as a student pastor, my job
Holy cow, that got
is to
me.
lead adults and students. Many adults we are leading are not 20-something. Just tired of people saying it's time to move on from youth. We just had a middle school all-nighter with 178 students. Oh, that sounds like hell.
Yeah, I'm ready to get out now.
Sorry.
Shelf life.
Yeah.
Good for him.
But he says not bad for a church that adult attendance is 600. Well, not bad. It's fabulous.
It's for any-
fabulous.
yeah, come on.
Yeah. God is working amongst the students. So, you hear this. I hear this a lot. Where people say, "Hey, a younger guy is always going to get the job over an older guy." I actually got a text today. I haven't replied to it yet, but it says.
You going to call him and leave him a voicemail?
No, but here's a guy texting me, a friend of mine.
Dear sir.
Who's a youth pastor in another state.
All right.
Hey, man, looking for a full-time high school guy. Young, good communicator, relational.
Just everything. Just everything and 23.
Yeah, young is first. Let me know if
Relational
you...
good communicators after that.
Yeah. Yep.
Young.
Wait, relational was on there or no? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Young,
that's
good
good.
communicator, relational. But,
Let's be honest. Those are
reality
the
is-
top 3 criteria of youth workers in the country.
It just kills me. Kills me.
That is sad.
So anyway, I would say, Mark, here's the deal. People are idiots. So let's live with the premise of that. Okay, let's just tweet that.
Tweet it.
You know,
Doug Fields.
People
Yeah.
are idiots.
Here's some wisdom. Bam.
Yeah.
because they, you know, they think that it's energy, it's
Yeah.
the youthfulness. You can relate to the younger people. You know, some of the best youth workers I've ever met
I
are
agree.
older. They've lived life. They've walked with Jesus. They understand perspective and big picture. They've
Yeah.
parented teenagers.
I think that matters deeply. Yes.
It's just a different. Now, here's the deal: the body of Christ is diverse.
Sure.
We have old people and we have young people. So I think, you know, our youth ministry team should reflect that diversity. But to say that one is part of the younger, I think it's cheaper.
For sure.
You know, that's,
Absolutely.
you know,
Well,
that's-
yeah, if
I
you're
can get a
hiring someone-
23-year-old
Yes.
for a much different price than I can get a 43-year-old or a
Yes.
38-year-old.
3 kids.
And get the
Sure.
perception of it's the place to be. It's got the cool factor. Yeah, I get it. The
Now,
energy.
I would also say that you have to fight that perception. So,
Sure.
you know, when I was at Saddleback, where, you know, Katie is, Rick Warren, I mean, I'm fine if he hears this. I mean, there's many times where he said, you know, haven't you kind of run the race in youth ministry? You know, aren't you kind of done? And, you know, I think we've got other spots that we can, and it wasn't because I wasn't effective in youth ministry, because I also preached at the church a lot. I was
Sure.
effective doing that.
Yeah.
He wanted me in other leadership, you know, positions like, hey, we can get other people to take care of youth ministry. And, you know, that wasn't a slam on him at all, but I think it is just normal in a church culture that the younger people take care of the younger people.
Yeah.
And so anyway, it was just, you know, you're not the only one who has been in that type of situation.
Totally.
That, you know, I have
People
definitely
ask
been
me
in
that all the
situation.
time. What's
Seriously?
next? Are you
What's
thinking
next?
about what's next?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
All the time. Probably weekly. Somebody
Really?
in our church or whatever, just in
Yeah.
some way, shape, or form will be like, so what's next? Are you thinking about what's next?
Yeah. Well, Katie, because you're a great leader, and people think, you know, oh, if you're a great leader, why are you not running women's ministry? You know, why are you not
Right.
running this? Why are you
Right.
not running that?
Totally. Yeah,
To your
for sure.
text.
That's the thing.
To your text, like they said young, and then they said good communicator and relational.
Yeah.
But do you guys find that, like, I don't know, people with just like you said, raised teenagers or whatever, they have better relationship skills and they have better communication skills. So it's funny they want all the benefits without the wisdom or
Yeah.
experience. Not that a young
It's
person
hard
can't do
without
that,
knowing the
but-
setting and the context, you know?
Yeah. But, you know, the reality is that what we need to think about, and the bell that we ring, is that so much of youth ministry is developing adult leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
who's better to develop adult leaders than people who are adults? You know, and I'm not, you know, I when I was 23, I thought I was a great youth worker.
Yep.
You know? And I thought I was a great youth worker when I was 29 and 35. And I mean, but as I got older, I went, oh, I think there was a point, and I bet both of you guys are at this now,
Yeah.
you know, Josh and Katie, because you have high schoolers, you know, where there's some point, I don't know when it was, where you kind of turn a corner and you're like, oh, wait, I'm a parent of a teenager,
Yeah.
and it has reshaped how you do youth ministry.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yes, 100%.
Junior high in particular, when I was like, oh, my kids are in our youth group.
Yeah.
Like, that's nuts.
Yeah.
But then especially in high school, I would say I always thought I knew what parents wanted until I was one. And then I was like, oh, they didn't want any of that crap I was saying or doing or offering.
Yeah.
I know exactly what I want as a parent. That
Yeah.
has informed my youth ministry dramatically. Yes.
We were just looking at a summer calendar yesterday, and I was kind of picking it apart, and the guy I was working with was getting a little frustrated with me, and I was like, hey, I go, look, as a mom, here are the 3 things I'm looking for in a piece. Like, I need you to communicate with me like efficiently and quickly, because I'm looking at this, it's going on my fridge, and I need to know this information.
And it needs to be in a big font so that I can read it.
see Totally.
It's true.
But he was like, I know it's not going to look as good. That's a lot, that's a lot of information. I'm like, gotta figure it out, because I'm telling you, like, I hate when I get a print piece that has no information on it, and you're making me go to the website and go do this and whatever. Just tell me what it is.
Just give me what I need when I
So
need it.
I
That's
do.
it.
I mean, there are times where I'm like, I love being a parent of teenagers, because it, just shines a whole different perspective on things.
Yeah, Mark, if you were called to youth ministry and you're 38, like I think 38, like if you were called to be a senior pastor, 38 is the time, I think, to start making a transition.
I agree.
Because I think if you want to be a senior pastor and you're not at least pursuing that by 40, you get to 45 and then you want to be a senior pastor. Look at our good friend Matt.
Yeah, that's true.
People are like, oh, well, great that you've written books and great that you've done youth ministry and great that you were at Saddleback. You have no senior pastor experience, and we don't want to hire a 45-year-old.
Yeah, late 30s, people are saying the same thing about their senior pastor. Young, but that means 38, a good communicator and relational. So it's just which job are you going for?
Yeah. So Mark, if you're called to youth ministry, you may not be at the right church. Honestly, there might be another church for you that believes that we want some longevity, we want some wisdom, we need this maturity on our team.
Wouldn't it be fun to get a job description like that? I need a parent. I need a mom or a dad who is called to youth ministry, mid-40s,
Who doesn't like lock-ins.
decent communicator, really strong relationally, but knows what parents want. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, that'd be awesome.
I don't think it will ever exist, maybe.
We want someone who's young and cool and
Young
cheap.
and cool. And
Hey, here's a good question. This is from Dane Jackson. And Dane Jackson was at DYM 100. Oh, he says that I'm a DYM 100 alumni podcast rewinder. Just registered moments ago to come back as an alumni for the DYM 100.
We have some mentors. They're coming back for a second round. Just like work tables, love people, pick up trash.
Can you sign up for like a mentoring session?
No.
Oh.
Maybe they should.
It's a lot of extra work.
Yeah. Let's not do that.
No, I already got in trouble in between shows for the podcast network. They started with Frank Gill.
Yeah,
So if you're not familiar, if you didn't listen to the last show, we have a podcast network now.
We can talk about Download Youth Ministry University. We can't talk about the podcast network.
No, I
yet.
think you need to check out Frank Gill's 15 Minutes with Frank. It's on frankgill.me. It's on iTunes and Google Play.
Part of our new network we just launched a few minutes ago.
Yep.
Really thrilled about that.
It's kind of exciting when you guys announce things like that.
Did you text Ron and say, I just signed you up for something?
Yeah, you're
Doug
going to be on a
announced
new
it.
podcast.
Congratulations.
Anyway,
You're
here's what
gifted.
Dane says. First, let me thank you for the hard work and supporting the work of ministers like me. DYM 100 was hands down the best youth conference I've ever been part of. I could write an email that would consume all the time you have on the podcast, so I won't. Just know that you're affirming, supportive, genuine people of peace that help me look good and minister well. I love meeting other incredible youth workers and for the connections we still have through the DYM Facebook community, DYM 100 Facebook community. It's a support group, crowdsourcing, and so much more.
Fun.
Can't wait to see. Now, if you weren't a part of that, because there's 111 people in that one, but we also have a Download Youth Ministry Facebook group.
Yep, just go to the DYM community and you can find that. And it's the same thing, but it's open to everybody. Everybody's a youth worker.
A few thousand in it.
Yeah, as long as you're young and cool and cheap. You can be there.
And relational. And,
Yeah, I just talked to somebody on the phone today out of the Facebook group who just called me and asked me
awesome.
some questions about stuff
Did you
that
offer-
they saw on the Facebook page. So
Did you offer them a new show on our new podcast network?
I did not.
Apparently, we're just offering them to everybody right now.
No, just Frank
It's
Gill.
cool. There's good conversation
I
happening.
love it. That's
So
cool.
Dane says, here's my question. Our 12th grade small group was very small going into this year. Just a few students involved in the entire grade. One of my 12th grade boys began inviting friends from school, his girlfriend, and before he knew it, the group exploded. 6 to 8 guests coming each week just because he invited them. It's now been about 8 weeks since they all started coming, and I'm noticing that they're making others in the entire youth group, middle and high school, uncomfortable with their language and attitudes. They're very outspoken about their views and opinions regarding theology, politics, race, and gender identity issues, and have gone as far as mocking those who either disagree with them or are simply trying to work out their own belief system. These students have caps, incredible influence and gravity, and everyone is watching them as the oldest students. How do I have a tough conversation with them about being respectful of others, inclusive of people different than them, and how to even take responsibility for the guests that they bring with them? I wouldn't kick them out, but I don't want them to leave. But what are your suggestions for fostering a loving and respectful community that is driven by the gospel and not another system?
I love it.
I love
fantastic.
everything about that question.
I was just
That's
talking
cool.
to a guy this morning about creating culture, and I think that's what you got to do with this kind of thing, with this kind of situation. You have all these different people groups, and you have these non-believers coming, which is so exciting. But creating culture is always up to a leader, casting vision for it, meeting with leadership, and saying, what kind of culture do we want to be sitting around? What kind of what kind of values are we going to have define us? And so, whatever, I don't know what kind of leadership team they have or whatever, but getting that team together and doing some great whiteboarding exercises and saying, what kind of culture is this going to be? Is it going to be a culture where ideas are invited and appreciated and accepted? Is it going to be a culture where we're going to stick with integrity and faithfulness, but coming up with those and really bouncing off each other on that?
I mean, peer leadership is a powerful thing, and empowering some of the inviters. So the inviters have already caught your vision of bringing students into the church. So I think with them, if there's even possibilities or opportunities for them to teach the lesson on some of the nights, or for their friends to see them speaking truth and leading and sharing the gospel and those types of things, maybe helping them as leaders kind of take a little bit of a next step and some ownership in some places where their friends aren't just seeing them as inviters, but they're also seeing them as, leaders of the church. Also conversation with them, I think, of continuing to shepherd their friends and talk with their friends. I don't know. I just think there's something about when Josh, when you guys do you on the weekend, or used to do you on the weekend in high school ministry, there's such a powerful thing of student testimony and students teaching the message and students leading music and other kids seeing students follow Jesus and love Jesus and talk about Jesus. I don't know. I just think that's such a powerful thing. So might be one way to just, curve culture a little bit.
That's good. I like it.
Do you think that he is, I got the impression reading the letter that they were more maybe visitors, non-believers, there's a piece where you go and you don't expect people to act like Christians until they
For sure.
become Christians, so there may be some of that going on that you're going to have to struggle with it yourself, Dane, as a leader, is like, hey, these are outsiders, being invited in.
Right.
They're going to, it's not normal for them to, not talk about these issues.
Yeah.
So, I would say there's some one-on-one type stuff. There's some leadership that's needed maybe on your part to sit with that primary influencer. Hey, I'd love to take you out to lunch. I'm blown away with the kind of influence and impact that you have. I don't know if you know this, but you are a leader. It's amazing. Just months ago, there was no 12th graders. Now, 6 to 8 people are coming every week because of you. Do you know how rare that is? That would be a great opportunity to breathe life into that person, just one-on-one. But then also say, now let me tell you the flip side of that.
Yep.
And have that tough conversation.
And I would just add to it by saying evangelism is messy. And so when you're inviting people in and the cute little church kids are all of a sudden rubbing shoulders with 18-year-olds with opposing views, and all of a sudden parents can get involved. Evangelism is messy. So know that is part of the tension that is at play. These people are living without Jesus, and hopefully their lives and hearts are going to be changed. There's a little light at the end of the tunnel because there are all upperclassmen. You're in the home stretch. Some of this is going to solve itself. So I don't think I would make it a huge, huge ordeal. Like you're talking about hanging on for a few more months. So I think it can be addressed. A one-on-one conversation would be great. I think there's a lot of ways to address it without making it a catastrophic drop a bomb into this group. Yeah. I think something really cool is happening. And these kids are being drawn to the Savior and to the community of the church. I would walk very, very carefully in this moment because they don't know Jesus yet. Don't expect them to act like Christians. They're not.
And I think as the leader, you have to go. You're just constantly going after all your sheep, always. So we're constantly reaching out, and then also the kids that are scared in your youth group and the ones that are feeling uncomfortable, go to them, and comfort them, and also help them understand what's happening. So I think our responsibility is not just evangelism, it's also community and congregation too. So you have to be both,
It's good.
Yeah.
Well, this last question, it's going to make you love the church. This is from Eric Davis. And he says, I can't tell if I'm going to genuinely love the church or if I'm going to love the church with I don't love the church. This actually is a little bit about Katie and Josh, because it's about the beauty and the beast.
We'll let the viewers decide.
Totally. Yeah.
It's not much of a decision.
Write in.
Please write in.
Please write in.
Let us know your decision.
All right. He said he has a low and a high. So here's the low. We rented out a theater to see Beauty and the Beast, but my steering committee flipped out when Franklin Graham called for a boycott.
Oh, boycotts don't
Before
work.
we could even sit down to have a rational discussion about it, they called the deacons and the pastor to shut it down. Oh. But did that stop the kids from seeing an R-rated horror movie over the weekend? Nope. That's the low.
I love
the high.
Oh.
I recently got to do a 3-week sermon series for the whole church on marriage. I just had an 86-year-old widower come in and ask for my manuscripts. He wants to share them with some people and try to turn them into a curriculum for young people. Then he talked to me about how he feels like God is pushing him into a ministry for people involved in the sex trade. Wow.
Wow.
So he's got, and isn't that church?
That is church. That is youth ministry.
That is ministry right
youth
there.
pastor life right there for sure.
A high followed by a low, or a low followed
by a high.
Yeah, usually you want the high followed by the low. But
Seriously.
It's like my autobiography would be the lows.
Yeah.
Well,
no, it's like the high and like immediately.
How great was Beauty and the Beast, though? Wasn't it a great movie?
That was beautiful.
I didn't see it. I'm a Christian.
Shut up. I know what kind of Christian you are.
I'm a Christian that would totally see that.
I know what kind of Christian.
Oh, that is
You didn't
such
take
a
your
good
daughter
one.
to go see
Yeah,
that?
it was so. It's Beauty and the Beast.
No, we were waiting for spring break.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think she knows.
It was
I don't think she
good.
knows what Beauty and the Beast is. I think
Really?
it was before her time.
It's
I should
old.
introduce her to it because it'd be great.
It's old for
she
sure.
would love it.
Well, and you were homeschooled, so you're sensitive.
Well, and Franklin Graham, whatever he says.
Yeah, he called for a boycott and you followed.
I follow. Franklin speaks. I listen. In all fairness, we do support Samaritan's Purse, and I really think the world of Franklin Graham. I just think boycotts are so they don't work.
It shows how out of church culture. Like I don't even know what's he boycotting.
I think there's a gay character in the movie, and so the Christians were in an uproar about that side character potentially being in love with another man, and it was like a huge thing.
That kind of stuff is why young people are leaving the church.
There you go, producer Elliot, just jumping in right here.
I just said the magic.
Yeah.
In here, he said that is why young people are leaving the church.
Did you just mic drop your headband?
I mic dropped the
Yeah.
Generate by YM360 headband.
Cool.
They're great sponsors of our show.
So here's this question: is how do I repair the relationship with my steering committee?
Wait, why
Because
is
you
it?
visibly were upset at their decision?
Because they went anyways?
Over this?
No, I'm guessing the repair is because now the steering committee is maybe questioning. He doesn't say
Oh,
this,
yeah.
I'm reading it,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
the steering committee is questioning his effectiveness because he rented out a theater to see Beauty and the Beast.
Oh gosh.
But
Wow.
they didn't go.
No, it sounds like everybody shut it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we don't have a steering committee at our church. So is that like
Maybe
like an oversight.
Parents advisory board, something
Okay.
like that.
Gotcha.
Maybe there's
Sorry.
a steering committee. Some Presbyterian churches have steering committees that they're not elders, they're not deacons, but they're kind of another layer of leadership.
That's what the church needs.
It's a lot of
That's
leadership.
Make sure we steer the church in the right direction.
Good. That's good. We need more of that.
Wait.
Away from the movie theater, is that what you said? I would say this. Probably there was some ignorance to what the content that was found to be offensive. And so I would say I was unaware of that and unaware that our church would follow that guideline. And so it will not happen again. I understand the position and I'm in leadership. I will support the decision of the church. Done. And if you don't, then I think you obviously don't say that.
Yeah.
But I would say own the fact that you did not realize it was going to be a significant deal, because obviously you didn't. This person did not
Right.
fly in the face of a steering committee.
Totally.
They were unaware that it was going to be a massive issue. And so help them understand that you will be more sensitive to it in the future if that's the position of the church. Done.
Yeah, so senior pastor, here's my concern. Why don't you have my back on that? When you heard it, it's just role play.
And you're the youth pastor?
Did you see Jason just tense up a little bit right
I
now?
know, totally. He's like, I don't know, I have your back.
I'm like, the steering committee, they complain and you folded like a chair, and I'm
I wouldn't have. I would have had your back.
Yeah, Jason. What was your deal?
Jason.
You're out just getting
You
tan
represent
somewhere.
all senior pastors here.
Yeah, Jason.
I don't know.
I don't know.
How to take this one on.
But how do you, so let's
Yeah, I
talk
hear
about
ya.
this. As a senior pastor, you're feeling the pressure from the steering committee because that's you've nominated them or selected them or they've been voted in or however it is. They're power players.
Yeah,
We know
sure.
there's politics in the church. Here it is on display. What is the best way for a youth worker to approach a senior pastor to just diet? I just want to talk through this. I'm not gonna, personally, I disagree with your decision.
Yeah.
But what do I do in a situation like this? Do I need to run everything by the steering committee? Help me to learn from this. I've just proven that I can preach God's word. I did a 3-week series on marriage that had this 86-year-old widower wanting to start a sex trade ministry. So obviously I'm filled with the Spirit.
Yes.
And the Spirit in filling me led me to, rent out the movie theater.
Yes.
What do I do different next time? I think it's a conversation between the youth pastor and the pastor at this
I do
point.
too.
I'm not sure the repairing with the steering committee, your faithfulness, your longevity, your good work, usually it is a collective body of work that you're going to be judged by as a leader.
Yeah.
But I would have a conversation with the pastor.
Yeah, I would too. And I think the way you said it, especially at the beginning there, of just saying like, hey, can you teach me, help me to learn from this? If any youth pastor says that to a senior pastor, I think it's a win automatically.
That's good.
I think right away the senior pastor's going to be like, whoa. My employee, my youth pastor is coming to me and saying, what should I do here? Can you teach me? Can I glean from you? And in this day and age, I think that's going to set you off on the right foot. Hard for me to relate to the analogy because, gosh, is this something I really fought for? Do I back the steering committee on this? Or is this an issue like that went around my back and I don't even necessarily agree with it? And if I didn't, I'd have to go back to the steering committee and kind of say, guys, well, let's really discuss this. Are we just going off what somebody said on the website? Has anyone really investigated this? Is this what our church stands for right now? Is this the banner that we're waving right now as we're against this movie? And so for me, that's kind of the approach I would take.
It's good.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that there's no chance in the world that Elliot Guisa will ever go to our church.
That's right. He's out. Because of that.
That's why young people are leaving the church.
If they rented out a theater, though, that's a lot of money. So somebody doubled down on that policy because that, even at 100 seats, $10 a piece, that's, I don't know what the math is. It's a lot of money.
That's $1,000.
Yeah.
$1,000?
That's a youth ministry budget.
Yeah.
Is it
it's
10,000?
budget for the year.
It's 100
So,
people at $10.
$1,000?
1,000.
So if it's a big theater,
So I was right.
yeah. I'm just saying, somebody said this standard is worth losing this money. Somebody doubled down big on that.
Yeah, hey,
Involved?
you know who doubled down big? We did, by being together again for a podcast. And the next time we're going to be together is going to be a live show at Orange Conference.
Episode 315. That's
Episode 315 at theorangeconference.com. Send your questions to podcast. What do we got, a jackhammer in the background?
that's amazing. That's good noise out
That's
there.
going to be good when this actually becomes a studio and we record video in here, and that'll be very
It's
fun.
literally, it's
You
a
know what?
jackhammer.
We had the best time though, didn't we?
Yeah,
We
I
did.
always have a good time when I'm with you
We
guys.
did.
It's just, the only thing that would be better is that if there was food here.
Oh, I agree.
But
So hungry.
Next
Apparently
time.
too cheap.
Tacos again.
Yeah,
Oh,
JD
yeah.
Miller sent
Come on,
tacos.
JD, we're
I know the
hungry.
guy's name because he sent tacos.
Right.
Yeah.
Legend. Did he make the DYM 100?
Oh, yeah.
That's
he
how you
sure
stand
did.
out.
He sure did.
Huh?
That's how you stand out.
That's right.
Send
That's right.
tacos.
YM360 Leader Treks Orange. Goodbye.
Bye,
Hey,
friends.
but why we're at the Orange
Orange.
Conference,
Leader tricks.
I want you to wear a headband.
Yeah.
There's an extra headband. And just a little heads
I'm
up
not
to
wearing that.
YM360. You got months now to figure out a better Christmas present than a cup. All right?
I use mine every day, YM360, guys.
I
love
wonder
it.
if people would write in and say if they want Doug to open the box on air. I think that'd be amazing. If 10 people wrote in and said we'd love to see Doug open the box on air, would
The
you do it?
Christmas gift.
Yeah.
How much? What number would it take?
Christmas in July.
20 people?
Christmas in
It
July.
would take 50 people,
50 people
50 people.
to write in at downloadyouthministry.com.
No, to write in at podcast
At download.
at downloadyouthministry.com.
Podcast that.
What was that?
Podcast.
50 to say
Podcast.
open the box on air, and if there was 50 people that did it, I would open the box.
Heyo.
Okay, you guys heard the challenge.
Challenge,
Let's go,
thrown
people.
down.
It's a quick
It won't
email.
happen. It
That's a
won't
lot.
happen.
Just
we
type in,
can't,
open
we
the
can't even
box.
get people to write reviews on iTunes.
Subject, open the box.
I'm gonna write one.
Yeah. Oh, I would read that.
You guys are all wonderful. This is a
Wonderful.
highlight for me.
Great to be with you.
Put on the headband.
Katie, sorry Josh was slow in between shows.
Sorry.
He just
And Elliot
doesn't value
wasn't
my
set up
time.
when you
It
arrived.
was really more about
Doesn't everybody
Elliot.
know that when the Queen arrives, we need this thing ready to go?
Yeah, when Jason
There's
gets here.
one person who has a job. You know what Elliot's
guess
doing
I don't
right
have
now?
a job.
I don't know why you guys are laughing. We stopped recording 5 minutes ago.
Exactly. I left the
Have you
church.
seen
I left
the
the
little
recording.
bits that he does? Elliot does little funny
They're
bits on
funny.
video.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen them. They're fantastic.
Yeah, he adds in little faces,
Oh.
and
Graphics.
little
On the show.
graphics, and
Where's
Yeah,
this
love her.
state? And Elliot puts a map and it says here.
yeah.
I
Mark.
love these. I don't
All
know
right,
why.
I gotta go
It's
get
kind
a
of
nose
weird
job.
drink.
Okay.
This Download Youth Ministry podcast is brought to you by Generate Camp by YM360. Join us this summer as together we explore how the gospel transforms, revolutionizes, and fundamentally changes everything. Check out our week in Durango, Colorado, July 31st through August 4th with DYM's very own Josh Griffin by heading over to generatestudents.com today.